I'm going to look at orange as a colour and paint a nasturtium. Here's one I drew earlier. Let's get rid of the pansies. And last summer I took a photograph of some nasturtiums, and these are the ones I'm going to work from. I'm going to be working with cadmium yellow and cadmium red. This yellow and this red. But other colours will come into it. It's strange when you look at the orange flowers how purple comes into it. So the purple is still, we've got the red and the blue to use purple should we need it. I'll start by putting in a yellow wash underneath the nasturtium and working firstly with cadmium yellow. Taking the wash totally through the whole flower. Looking at the photograph, the yellow that's in the leaves is more lemony. So let's switch to the other yellow. This will change the look of the green. There we have the underpainting in two yellows, lemon and cadmium yellow, much stronger on the flower. This is still quite wet, but when it's dry, I'm going to put on the red shades and the orange that go over the top of it. I think I'll start while it's slightly damp and bring in an orange colour. Now the orange will be used by mixing together the cadmium yellow and the cadmium red, because as I look at the petals, they're paler on the outer edge. Flush in the stronger orange. Just flush it in. Allow it to flow. Now I've got to wait for the orange undercolour to dry before I put on the really clear-cut red stripes, and they will go on top of the orange, but I must wait for it to dry first. While I'm waiting for it to dry, I'll work on the leaves. Now the leaves are a very cool green. We already have mixed greens, lemon yellow and Prussian blue. I'll work with those, but sometimes I'll just work with the Prussian blue alone, because there is a glaucous effect on the surface of the leaf, which really is like a reflected blue. That's while the surface is wet. Wet in wet, I suppose. But it's pushing the yellow pigment apart, making it look as though the veins are doing the work, and the greenie is hooked into the vein. This leaf is nearer to me. I'm allowing the actual veins to remain yellow, making it a much tighter looking leaf than this one, which has been much more of an impression. Although when this is dry, I may pick up the green that's nearer to the veins, but I've deliberately left it to fuse in this particular leaf. Using water only, I'm now going to soften the edges of the green where it hits the yellow. sometimes even just putting pools of water in to allow the colours to blend together. Let's look at the stems. Can you see how the colours of the flowers have been carried up the stem and into the flower, so that you can see the yellow underneath, you can see that it's green, but the red has also been carried into the stems. So we will do exactly what Mother Nature has done herself. At last we're ready for the good bit, the finishing off, the bit that makes the painting really work. I'm going to go back to the flower and put in the vigorous cadmium red stripes that really show the character of the flower. All this time I've been working with a size 4 brush, and it has the most fantastic point, and it's the point that you're looking for when you're painting, because you couldn't do this without. Just the last few there. Now all we've got left to do is put a little dark bit in just behind here, because these 3 petals have lesser of the red markings, so those 3, rather like the pansy, 3 and 2.